In today's video, I want to start off with a little bit of a disclaimer. Some of the contents mentioned in this video short covering are not fact-based and are intuitive-based. Take what is said in this video with a grain of salt. With that being said, let's get into this video. We're seeing a little bit of a strong move in the market here, very volatile. Highly volatile. We've seen multiple intraday 1% or more swings multiple times in days over the last 2-ish days to start the week. That is notable. It becomes particularly notable when you consider the fact that until yesterday, we had experienced the longest consecutive decline for the NASDAQ since 2019. We hadn't broken 6 days since 2019. We hadn't been down 6 days since 2019. That includes the COVID crash. That includes the second worst start to the year in history thus far. Hadn't gone down 6 days in a row since 2019. Yesterday broke a 7-day losing streak for the NASDAQ. So, okay, we had a 7-day losing streak. I'm doing well, man. We'll talk soon. We had a 7-day losing streak. And then, all of a sudden, we had multiple days that featured multiple 1% swings intraday. Goldman Sachs said yesterday after hours that their trading desk, this was something I saw in Zero Hedge, you can go check out the Zero Hedge commentary. There are Goldman Sachs traders that are part of Zero Hedge, said that, they were quoting somebody at Goldman Sachs, that the buying they had seen yesterday had a lot to do with short covering. Today, given what Powell had said, given what the Fed talked about, I think it's a lot of short covering. I think we saw the most consecutive down days in a long time. There's a lot of people who are short because it's, very not so good time to be long, given just the macro environment, given the Fed, given the economy, given the war. It's not like nobody's short here, okay? There's a lot of people who are short. And it seems like they just wanted to lock in some gains, take some risk off the table, because at some point they're going to need to go long. And that's just natural. That's just the way of the world. I'm not looking into today's move too much. I'm not even looking into next week's CPI that much. Why? One, well, oil prices are down, gas prices are down. They've been coming down, so obviously it's going to have some effect on CPI. We know this. The Fed knows this. The Fed knows this, and they're saying 4% until the end of next year. Minimum. That's basically the minimum they're talking about. 4% to the end of next year. We've seen Burry's tweets about historical inflation, how it goes up and comes right back down, just as it's doing right now, but then can come back right back up again. So the Fed needs to increase interest rates, hold them there, and slow economic growth so that the moment interest rates come down, there's not a flood of people borrowing money to buy houses, to buy cars, and to spend on credit cards, okay? Interest rates are going to go up, and they're going to be held up until people don't want that crap anymore. Until they say, I don't want it. Interest rates are high. I've lost my appetite for spending money on goods, on borrowed money, and there's not all this crazy pull forward of spending that leads to inflation. The Fed is going to keep rates high. We just had a tremendous pullback in the market that extended for quite some time, broke multi-year records, and now we are possibly seeing some short covering. Nonetheless, we're seeing quite high volatility. I have no idea when it's going to end. It could go right back down to the downtrend tomorrow. It could be a 2-week rally with the CPI. I have no idea. No way to predict that. I'm sorry. What I do know is interest rates are going up. Oil is probably going to spike in the end of the year, as the White House is saying, once the strategic midterm reserve is over. And for whatever reason, they're saying more SPR releases. I mean, what if the U.S. gets into war? Where's the military going to get its oil from? I mean, even if they went to EVs, there's no EV charging station on the battlefield in Russia. So I have no idea what they're talking about. It's ridiculous. I'm actually going to send that tweet out very shortly. Saw that on Zero Hedge too, though. So, we'll see what happens. That's today's video. Until next time, peace out.